to Parliament. But let's take you to the constituency right now, where my colleague George Quinn is stationed to give us a sense of what delegates are saying ahead of tomorrow. George, talk to us. What have the delegates been telling you?
Very good afternoon. Thank you so much, Moena, for this very opportunity. And it's actually about the Ayawaso East by-election. And tomorrow, the NDC is going to the polls. They're going to elect their parliamentary candidate. It's actually, we used to be 6 aspirants, but one has pulled out. And so there are 5 candidates. And out of this very number, we have the wife of the late MP, Hajia Amina, as part of this very contestant. And it's the NDC that is deciding tomorrow. So we want to speak to some of the delegates and even speak to an electorate. So the main by-election is on March 3, and of course TV3 Media Command Center will be following up on this and giving you all the latest updates, anything related to this very election. But let's speak to this very delegate. You're live on TV3 News Central. What is your name?
My name is Marian Angelina I.
And what actually are you looking out for before you make this very decision?
I looked after this opportunity to look after this decision because Hajia Amina Adam is a very virtuous woman. She likes everybody. She's a mother of all. She does not say she's a Muslim. She will do everything to Muslim, but she's doing it to all the tribes. That's why we made our decision that we'll vote for her to win.
And so the way you are talking, I don't know if you have a relationship with a woman. Do you have any encounter you want to share with us? What has she done to you that has made you have this love for her?
She has done many things for me. With the husband, she gives me money, she feeds me, everything that I want. When I approach her, she gives me. That's why I loved the woman.
Okay. Babalaji, let me talk to you. You've been in this area since you were born, and you know, when you talk about Nima, it's a place that is known for notorious activities and all that. And how concerned are you that you really want an MP that can actually change the narrative of that very community?
Yeah, let me address first the notorious part of what you said. Yeah. This is an idea of what Nima used to be in the past. But I know you've been to Nima several times. You can attest to the fact that Nima hasn't been like that in a very, very long time. So, in as much as the place is peaceful, we still want someone who would still paint a positive image of the community and then do to us what we want to move the community forward. Not even the Nima community, but then the whole constituency. So,
what are some of the challenges that are bedeviling your community?
We can talk about education, we can talk about our road networks, we can actually talk about our employment. But then, if I'm going to be honest, you see, things have been changing for a while. We've been seeing road networks being built. Recently, the Nima Police Command made a task force that dealt with these students that will go and sit at mobile and all that. Yeah. So things are moving in a positive direction. And so we just want someone who will come and continue those works, someone who will empower the youth and empower law enforcement to do what's right.
So what are also your expectations? What are your expectations?
Yeah, my expectations are, I hope and wish tomorrow the delegates of Ayawaso East will make a very good decision by voting for Hajia Amina. Because when you go on the grounds, you hear a lot about her. She's someone who is very down to the earth, very sober. And in politics, we want people like that. We've seen it before, and we are seeing it now, how His Excellency is being sober and very respectful to electorate. So I think that's the number one thing that the Nima Ayawaso East people should consider. And secondly, as there is a saying that if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. The same as if you vote for a woman, you vote for your peace and tranquility. You vote for your going forward. You indeed vote for your children, unborn generation. So I'm appealing to them. In fact, it is high time that Ghana should show the whole world that we indeed respect our women. Yes, thank you so much.
So if you just tune in, we're coming to you live from Ayawaso East. The NDC is deciding tomorrow. So we actually spoke to the campaign manager for Baba Jamala, and he says he's upbeat that his candidate will actually win this very election. But there's this very post coming from Global Info Analytics, which is suggesting that the wife of the late MP will win this very election. But he says this very post by Musa Dankwa is born out of allegations, and he didn't really do any survey in that very constituency. So obviously, this is what is coming from that very camp. And we also want to talk to the camp of the Hajia, and there are also allegations that sympathy votes is not going to really fly this time around. And my friend here is in the camp of Hajia. So there are concerns that your candidate should actually go through this 4 months, 10 days, something. It's called Ida, right? And so she's defining Islamic tenets. How do you take concerns like this?
Oh, I think anybody who is making this concern is just mere fabrications. The delegates and the community know that Aja is committedly observing the Ida. That's why she's not on the ground in person during the campaign. All the delegates know that she's not on the ground campaigning. So how can somebody come and tell you that Aja has defied that? What the Ida is, basically, Islamically, is a waiting period. It's a period of time either for a divorcee or a widow to avoid remarrying. So it's a waiting period until when you can marry again. And there are things you can do and things you cannot do. But essentially, what Islam says a woman cannot do in this situation is adornment. As much as possible, you do not do adornment to beautify yourself. And secondly, it's also as much as possible to reduce social interaction and be at home as much as possible, especially at night. But during the day, scholars and Islam have permitted when there is a need or you have any urgency to address any issues, you can go. And that, you see, whatever Ajia is doing is within the tenet of these dictates.
If I'm right, you're actually part of the aspirants to make it 6, and you've pulled out. What really went into your decision?
Oh, basically the streets were calling my name because...
When you say streets, is it like the streets?
No, the youth. It's a language.
That's what you call, okay.
Yeah, the youth on the streets.
Okay, right.
But not all of them were delegates. These were people who know what we're doing. But then after they made this call, we went to the delegates. We went to the opinion leaders, the makers of the community. And they said, Salam, you're a very good candidate. But currently, what everybody is saying is Ajia Amina. And for me, fortunately, Ajia is my mother. I know how committed she is to service in terms of youth, in terms of women empowerment, in terms of how supportive Ajia is. And a lot of people have assumption thinking that Ajia is somebody who is just sitting at home and because of the vacancy of the seat she's coming. No, Ajia has been involved in the political...
But not to cut you short. So, usually in cases like this, sympathy votes, comes through for the spouse. But the camp of the Baba Jamal says this time it's not going to work.
Ajia is not going into this contest for sympathy vote. She's going into this contest for competence vote. Okay. The people know how hardworking she is. And you see, the camp of Honorable Baba Jamal should just relax. Ajia has beaten Baba Jamal at the last contest. At the last primaries, it was Ajia that led the primaries. She was the one who beat him. And so she knows how to beat him. And coming tomorrow, Ajia is going to beat him for the second time. And I always said, Baba Jamal is afraid of women. In Akutia, it's the same thing. And
what allegations?
No, it's the truth. You
Can you appreciate this?
If you look at the facts of the matter in terms of his political careers, it has always been that women are his biggest challenge. And tomorrow we will see that. Okay. And I realized that yesterday, Musa Dankwa released his post. For us, we are very much excited about it.
Of course, maybe it's going to your favor, obviously.
Yes, but beyond that, we are working as though we have not seen any post. Okay. We are going to leave any stone unturned. Whatever we have done that has resulted in the positives on the post, we are doubling it. Okay. Today is like ground zero for us. We're going all out to make sure that we will make a statement. Ajia is not going to win. We're going to make a statement that says that our community is a community that supports women. We are not a community that discriminates on women. Makes sense. And so that is our message.
Okay, so because of our limited time, we have to end it here. So like I mentioned, more than 10,080 delegates are going to vote tomorrow, and TV3 Election Command Center will be giving you all the latest updates regarding this very election. And so there are 5 aspirants in the camp of the NDC, 2 independent aspirants, and then the parliamentary candidate for the NPP, that's Baba Ali. And so that's what it is. Keep watching TV3. Thanks for watching.
And then, George, thank you very much as well for those details. My colleague, George.